I'm Dorothy deBruijn, GPUC's Congregational leader for today. On behalf of myself, our minister, the Reverend Nobuko Iwai, and our congregation, welcome to the recorded portion of worship for today, July 12th. Please note that on Sunday mornings at 10:30, we also have a Zoom time for the prayers of the people and coffee hour. The meeting number and ID number are available from the church office or found in the leaflet, our information offering, which will be sent out every 2 to 3 weeks over the summer. The passing of the peace. Wagotuin, Ariembe, Wetaskawin. God calls us to live in peace. Two-spirit, lesbian, gay, bisexual, heterosexual, transgender, cisgender, queer, questioning, intersex, asexual, non-binary, gender fluid, and ally. Seeking reconciliation as Treaty 6 people, as we gather on Treaty 6 land and the traditional homeland of the Métis, also recognizing the non-treaty Dakota First Nations and the Round Tree Métis, who were instrumental in the building of the city of Saskatoon. The peace of Christ be with us all. Welcome to worship.
Spirit God, be our breath, be our song. Breathe through us, bringing strength to move on. Our world seems inward, defenseless, withdrawn. Spirit God, be our song. Spirit God, be our breath, be our song. Bringing strength to move on. Through change, through challenge, we'll greet the new dawn. Spirit God, be our song.
Hello, I'm Sena Kim. Today's scripture reading is from Genesis chapter 25, verses 19 to 34. I'm going to read in English and Korean. These are the generations of Abraham's son Isaac. Isaac was the son of Abraham. At the age of 40, Isaac married Rebekah, daughter of Bethuel the Aramean from Padan Aram, and the sister of Laban the Aramean. Isaac prayed to Yahweh on behalf of Rebekah, for they had no children. God listened to the prayers and Rebekah conceived. The babies in her womb struggled with each other. Rebekah said, "If this is the way it is to be, why go on living?" She asked for divine guidance, and Yahweh said to her, "Two nations are in your womb, two tribes in your belly who will be rivals. One will be stronger than the other, and the older will serve the younger." When the time came for her to deliver, she gave birth to twin boys. The first entered the world was very ruddy, and had so much hair on his body that he looked as if he was wearing a fur coat. So they named him Esau, loved one. When the second came out, he was grasping Esau's heel. So they named him Jacob, heel grabber. Isaac was 60 years old when Rebekah delivered the twins. The children grew up. Esau became a skilled hunter and enjoyed the open country, while the quiet Jacob preferred to stay at home. Isaac, who especially enjoyed wild game, favored Esau, while Rebekah favored Jacob. One day, when Jacob was cooking a stew, Esau came in from hunting, famished. He said to Jacob, I'm starving. Let me have some of the red stuff, that red stew. This is why he was also called Edom, Red One. Jacob replied, Not until you sell me the right you won from being firstborn. Esau replied, Here I am ravenous for food. What good is my birthright to me now? Jacob said, Swear to me first. So Esau swore to Jacob and sold his birthright. Only then did Jacob give Esau some bread and the lentil stew. He ate and drank, then got up and left. This is how little Esau valued his birthright. 다음 아브라함의 아들 이삭의 족보이다. 아브라함이 이삭을 낳았고 이삭은 40살 때 리브가와 결혼하였다. 리브가는 바단 아람의 아람 사람인 부두엘의 딸이며 아람 사람인 라반의 누이이다. 달이 차서 몸을 풀 때가 되었다. 태 안에는 쌍둥이가 들어있었다. 이삭은 에서가 사냥해온 고기의 맛을 들이더니 에서를 사랑하였고 리브가는 야곱을 사랑하였다. Hear what the Spirit is saying to the church. Thanks be to God.
So, Geraldine, do you have siblings? Really? That's a long time. 11 to 14 and a half months of pregnancy? And you remember your mom having another donkey when you were a little foal? Huh. Okay, well, no. I never heard about that. The Daily Mail in May 2019 said that there were twin donkeys born, or twonkies, born in Britain. And the farmer, John Stevenson, who was 77 years old, said that the donkey twins are very, very unusual. He was 77 and he said he'd been running a donkey sanctuary and he'd never seen it before in 70 years. That's a long time. Multiple births. Wow, what a blessing. And what hard work for donkeys and for humans too. Yes. I do that too. I don't know why I do it. It shouldn't matter which is born first when multiple births happen, but I often ask. I wonder if that's obnoxious or offensive to ask? It might be. I'm not sure. Maybe I should ask. Strange to think that, I mean, people do talk about birth order, even in multiple births. There was an article in Very Well Family, which says that throughout history, it does make a difference, that there have been occasions when determining a child's placement in the family was of utmost importance. The birthright of firstborns meant an opportunity to inherit family fortunes, even entire realms, along with the burden and responsibility of taking care of the remaining family members. Yep. Yeah, that's right. There was psychologist Alfred Adler who defined a set of characteristics for birth orders in families because of a child's position within the family, and that would would affect their personality. But I'm not really sure. I mean, I see that in some people, but not in others, and not all the time. That's for sure. And I don't think our birth order should dictate who we are to become. Well, that's right. This scripture is about twins, but it's about more than twins. It's about infertility and obstetrics and genealogy and legal wills and and family dysfunction. Yes, you are right. Each parent in this story had their own personal favorite. And in the scriptures, it's clear that Isaac and Rebekah did not follow the advice for parents of multiple births, and they didn't downplay the birth order or the stereotypes of the children in this case. Well, in his society, Esau had the privilege because he was born first. Well, it wasn't predestined that he would be born first. I mean, it had to do with position in the womb, the way the child would be birthed. I mean, if it had been a cesarean birth, the firstborn would have been completely different. But Esau had privilege because he was born first. That's right. And it didn't really mean that much to him, especially growing up. But it made a huge difference to his parents in the unjust culture and the context which gave priority to the firstborn. Esau was born first, while Jacob, born second, was grabbing hold of the ankle of his older brother during the birthing process. So whether or not it was a self-fulfilling prophecy, Jacob was given the name meaning grabber or grasper, which could also mean schemer and usurper. And these two siblings, well, they had a damaged relationship throughout most of their lives because of the way that others treated them. And it's hard to let go of some of those scars, not physical, but emotional scars that are left over from our childhoods. Many siblings are perplexed by the way their siblings are totally different from each other. Same household, totally different values and personalities. Esau had the birthright. And there was nothing Jacob could do to change that. Is it fair? I don't know. I don't think so by today's standards. And so much pain has come out of this unfairness. And when we're hurt, we'll probably try to do almost anything we do to make things right for us. Yes. Jacob offered to exchange a bowl of stew to his brother for his birthright. And Esau sold his birthright to his younger brother for a bowl of stew. Sometimes we don't know how important something is until we don't have it any longer. Jacob all his life would be born second. Not second best, just born second. But he could receive from his brother the privileges that came from being born first in that society. A bowl of stew, yeah, doesn't seem like much, does it? Doesn't seem like a fair exchange for a birthright, but I don't know how hungry Esau was. I don't know if he felt guilty because he was born first or because everyone knew he was the favored child of his father Jacob. Yes, you're absolutely right. None of the people in the story come out looking very well. Yes, that also true, Geraldine. You know the Bible so well. In the Hebrew scriptures, there were spectacularly bad family relationships depicted in our holy scriptures, right? Cain, who killed Abel, his brother. Ishmael, who was pushed out of the way when his younger stepbrother Isaac arrived. Esau and Jacob, we're talking about today, and Jacob marries Leah and Rachel, who are sister wives. And don't forget about Joseph and his siblings, who sold him into slavery and pretended that he was killed by a wild animal. Even Jesus discounted his mother's sisters and brothers when he was told to come home. Yes, Geraldine, you're right. When people talk about biblical family values, I'm not sure what they're talking about either. So the Bible has some pretty difficult family relationships, and sometimes we have difficult family relationships. The only thing I know is sometimes they take a long time to sort out. A lifetime to heal. And sometimes all we could do is struggle to heal ourselves. We may not be loved the way we want to be loved. We may have to find distance for ourselves from difficult relationships. And we might have to live with a lifetime of perceived injustices, either from Esau or Jacob's perspective. So, for you, Geraldine, which sibling do you find more appealing? Okay, so why is that? Okay, that makes sense to me. Well, we all struggle in family relationships when individuals in the family are so different from each other. And instead of talking about family values as if we knew what that meant, maybe we should be clear. Every single one of us is part of the dysfunctional family of God. Churches are too. We've often made bad mistakes in the name of Christ. I suppose it's helpful to know that there is forgiveness and that we are called not to be perfect, but to be steered in the right direction. When we're all part of this dysfunctional family of God, we argue, we make mistakes, sometimes we hurt each other, and yet we believe that God's love and energy and grace and mercy is with us. God can use imperfect people to tell a story, to further a cause, to show love, to create justice. We don't have to be perfect families. Perfect families don't exist, not even in the Bible. What we do need to do is try to treat each other with grace and mercy and love, because that's the way God treats us. And when we get it wrong, and we will get it wrong, we need to ask for forgiveness and turn our lives around. That, yes, repent is the word. Turn our lives around so that we react to our relationships in a different way. Yeah, that's right. This story is not finished. The story of Jacob and Esau is definitely not finished. And we'll probably hear something about that next week. And just like our relationships with other people, we're always in the midst of flux and change. And in the hard times and in the good times, we struggle to see God's love in them all. And sometimes it's harder than others. So maybe we need to continue to pray for others and know that we don't see them completely. We don't know their whole story, and they don't see us completely, and they don't know our whole story either, even if we've grown up in the same families. And know that we and they are part of this dysfunctional and perfectly loved family of God. The household, the realm, the reign, the dream, the promise of God. So let's hold on to that gift and have it give us strength for the week ahead. Thanks be to God.
I have called you by your name, you are mine. I have gifted you and asked now to shine. I will not abandon you, all my promises are true. You are gifted, called and chosen, you are mine. I have given you a name, it is mine. I have given you my spirit as a sign.